Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today we are in the 22nd Sunday of the year C. We have the Gospel reading from Luke chapter 14, verses 1 and from 7 to 14. The first part of the Gospel speaks about the attitude that we must display if we are invited and gone as a guest to a banquet. The second part of the Gospel speaks about the attitude we must display if we are the host and inviting person. Thus, Jesus tells these things in the context of a meal. Let us reflect on these passages in brief. Jesus tells the parable in the context of a wedding banquet. At the time of Jesus, wedding party was the most important social occasion for Jews. The seating arrangement at the table indicated one's standing in the community. The seating arrangement at a dinner showed a definite order of prestige and honor. The most honored person sat in a particular seat, the next most honored person in another place, and so on down the line. Jesus notices how people wanted to be seated in privileged places. Jesus was living in a society where people were seeking for honor and admiration. In many ways, people would seek for honor and admiration. By displaying their wealth, such as big and luxurious homes, expensive clothes, lavish dinners, people tried to seek for honor. At times, by causing embarrassment to others because of their poverty, vulnerability, and disabilities, Jews would seek for honor. Jesus tells to sit in a less honored place and would be honored when they call you to an honored place. Honor is not that we claim for ourselves, but it should be given to us. Jesus is not teaching table manners or good manners here. He is teaching about a higher value. This is a parable and gives us a lesson from the eyes of God. Yes, Jesus is teaching about the virtue of humility. In this virtue of humility, God finds honorable. Humility is to put others first, even at the cost of ourselves. Yes, humility is to put others first, even at the cost of ourselves. Humility is not self-degradation, but a sense of submission to the will of God. Pride is a universal human problem. Everyone suffers from it. Pride and selfishness are the root causes of every problem that we find today, either in the family or in the society. Humility is the remedy for it. Humility puts others first and seeks lower places. In the second part of the Gospel passage, Jesus teaches about the attitude that a host or the inviting person of the feast must have. This is the attitude of generosity. Be generous to invite and include everyone to your lunch or dinner. Jesus tells to invite the blind, the lame, and the poor. Taking into the consideration of the structure of the society of Jesus, we will know what amount of generosity one needs to invite the blind, the lame, and the poor. The blind, the lame, and the poor were considered as cursed by God, and socially they had no standings. So to invite the blind, lame, and poor, one needs not only economic generosity, but also spiritual generosity and social generosity. It needs great kindness and change of heart. Inviting our friends and families for the banquet is easy, but to invite the blind, the lame, and the poor is a challenging act. Friends, let us reflect the following questions this week. Who are the blind, the lame, and the poor for us today in our society? Am I spiritually and socially generous person to invite and include everyone to the meal? Meal is relationship. Meal is life. And meal is Eucharist. How do I live the virtue of humility in this pride-driven society? God bless you all. Amen.